in the old days we had plastic case lithium iron phosphate cells like this Calb CA100. Now these have a nice and thick plastic case that contains the internal plates, electrolyte, and separators, and essentially these didn't need compression because the case handled that for us. Now if you compare the size of this 100 amp hour generation 1 cell, we'll call it, with these new 202 amp hour cells we have, you can see there's significantly more power in much less volume comparing the two. Now how did they achieve that, you may be wondering? Well, internally they're quite a bit different, but one of the things that they did do was they thinned out the case and went with aluminum. Now this aluminum is really thin actually, and it doesn't do much besides for contain the stuff within. It doesn't have much structural integrity, whereas with the plastic case we did have that structural integrity. So to prevent these batteries from having any issues such as swelling, we need to effectively keep the cells pressed tight to each other, because when these cells start charging, when they get to around 3.4 volts, they will actually start to grow ever so slightly. And once they grow and once they bulge out, that is irreversible, and you can't just squeeze them back into their original size. Now I have a cell here where I've marked an area, and you can kind of see this circle. This is the general area that they tend to swell. It's in the middle of this large side, and nothing at all on the small faces of the batteries. It's all on this side. So we need a way effectively to keep this from pushing out on the ends and pushing against the cells next to it. Before I get too much farther into this, this applies for about 90% of these aluminum case cells. Now some of these aluminum case cells, they've used thicker case material that is structurally integral. Some examples are the Fortune cells. Those ones don't need compression, but for the run-of-the-mill commodity grade lithium iron phosphate batteries and aluminum shells like you see here, it is required. So where you need to look is in the specification sheets for the battery and see if they talk about compression or fixturing or that kind of thing, because if it requires it and you don't do it, you could irreversibly damage your battery.